From fake CIA missions and vampire transformations to impossible scavenger hunts and legendary office pranks, Jim Halpert never misses an opportunity to make Dwight Schrute question everything he believes. No matter how outrageous the setup, Dwight somehow manages to fall for it every single time, turning an ordinary workday at Dunder Mifflin into complete chaos. And that's exactly why their rivalry has become one of the funniest running gags in television history. It all begins when Dwight becomes convinced that his co-workers are secretly talking about him in Morse code. A simple misunderstanding quickly spirals into an obsession as he starts believing every tap, click, and strange noise around the office is part of a hidden conspiracy. Rather than calming him down, Jim happily fuels Dwight's paranoia with sarcastic explanations that only make the situation more ridiculous. Then comes one of the most iconic pranks ever pulled on television. Jim walks into the office looking exactly like Dwight, wearing the same clothes, hairstyle, glasses, and serious expression. He perfectly copies Dwight's voice, mannerisms, and famous phrases before delivering the unforgettable line, "Bears beats Battlestar Galactica." Watching Dwight realize what's happening and completely lose his mind is comedy at its absolute best. But Jim is only getting started. After a bat flies into the office, Jim convinces Dwight that he's slowly turning into a vampire. Suddenly, garlic burns him, sunlight becomes unbearable, and Angela's cross appears to have mysterious powers. Dwight doesn't question any of it. Instead, he fully commits to protecting the office from what he believes is a genuine supernatural transformation, proving once again that Jim knows exactly how Dwight's mind works. The pranks become bigger and more elaborate with every passing day. Jim plants suspicious red wires around the office, making Dwight believe there's a hidden bomb waiting to explode. Dwight launches a full-scale investigation, carefully tracing every wire while everyone else watches in amusement. Even the smallest clue is enough to send him into detective mode, and Jim enjoys every second of it. One prank lasts far longer than anyone could have imagined. Years earlier, Jim secretly created an elaborate scavenger hunt filled with coded messages, invisible ink, Latin phrases, and hidden clues leading to the legendary Holy Grail. Long after Jim completely forgets about it, Dwight accidentally discovers the trail and resumes the mission with absolute determination. Watching him solve puzzles and chase clues with complete confidence makes the final reveal even funnier. Jim also creates one of his most brilliant long-term schemes by convincing Dwight that the CIA is secretly recruiting him for a classified operation. Dwight receives official-looking letters, fills out confidential paperwork, and eagerly prepares for his top-secret assignment. The prank reaches its peak when Jim sends an emergency message warning that Dwight's cover has been blown and instructing him to destroy his phone immediately. Without hesitation, Dwight smashes it, believing he's protecting national security while everyone else can barely contain their laughter. Meanwhile, Michael Scott continues creating chaos in ways that only he can. Whether he's attempting impossible magic tricks, delivering awkward motivational speeches, or using his famous "that's what she said" joke at exactly the wrong moment, Michael somehow manages to steal every scene he appears in. His complete confidence, despite having almost no idea what he's doing, makes every situation. The laughs keep coming as Jim wraps Dwight's belongings so perfectly that opening them becomes nearly impossible. He hides meatballs all over Dwight's desk, replaces every pen and pencil with crayons, pays everyone in the office to call Dwight Dwayne for an entire day, plants fake evidence that convinces Dwight he may have committed murder, and even tricks him into rushing into the women's restroom to rescue a baby that doesn't exist. Even Dwight's attempts to fight back usually end in disaster. Whether he's trying to expose Jim, solve mysterious clues, or outsmart the office prankster, Jim always seems to be several steps ahead. Every failed investigation only creates another opportunity for an even bigger prank, making Dwight's frustration grow while everyone else enjoys the show. The office staff also plays an important role throughout the chaos. Pam frequently helps Jim execute his elaborate plans. Stanley quietly enjoys watching Dwight's reactions, and the rest of the employees can't help laughing as each new prank unfolds. Even emotional conversations take unexpected turns when heartfelt stories are revealed to be the plots of famous movies, catching everyone completely off guard. What makes these moments so memorable isn't just the pranks themselves, it's the chemistry between the characters. Jim understands Dwight better than anyone else, knowing exactly which buttons to push and how far he can take every joke. Dwight, on the other hand, approaches every situation with complete confidence, never imagining that he's walking straight into another trap. That perfect contrast creates comedy that never gets old. By the end of this incredible collection, it's impossible not to appreciate why Jim and Dwight became one of television's greatest comedy duos. Every prank is smarter than the last, every reaction is funnier than expected, and every episode proves that no matter how many times Dwight vows revenge, Jim will always find a new and creative way to stay one step ahead. Packed with unforgettable quotes, legendary practical jokes, non-stop laughs, and some of the funniest office moments ever filmed, this compilation perfectly captures everything fans love about The Office. Whether you're watching these classic scenes for the first time or the 100th, the battle between Jim Halpert and Dwight Schrute never fails to entertain.